Hello friends, welcome to Technique, and this is Nirmal here, and here is the camera comparison of two smartphones in the mid-range segment, the new Realme 2 Pro with the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Both the smartphones have great hardware and looks and also good camera hardware. So let's find out how they perform in the segment. So talking about the specifications, the Realme 2 Pro has a dual camera setup with a primary 16 megapixel camera with f-stop 1.7 and a secondary 2 megapixel camera for depth sensing. The front camera on the Realme 2 Pro is a 16 megapixel f2 camera with screen flash included. Now coming to the Redmi Note 5 Pro. It has a 12 megapixel rear camera with f2.2 and a secondary 5 megapixel camera for depth sensing, and it also has LED flash. The front camera on the Redmi Note 5 Pro is a 20 megapixel f2.2 camera, and now let's go straight into the camera sample to see which is better. First up, let's have a look at the video recording. Here both the smartphones can record videos in 1080p resolution. While the Realme 2 Pro offers 4K resolution support, the Redmi Note 5 Pro misses out on that natively. Both the devices offer EIS support for the video recording. The video quality looks quite similar on both the devices and EIS works pretty well. The video on the Redmi Note 5 Pro is a tad sharper than the Realme 2 Pro. The colors are also quite good on both the devices. Next up, let's have a look at the daylight captures. Here looking at the samples, you can see that both these devices offer good details. The color quality is quite similar on both the devices, but Realme 2 Pro has slight edge in terms of the sharpness levels and also in the dynamic range in the photos. The only issue with the Realme 2 Pro is that it boosts the sky colors at times and makes it artificial, while the Redmi Note 5 Pro captures them better. We have mentioned this in our detailed camera review of the Realme 2 Pro as well. In the close-up images, you can see both the devices offer good details. Here again colors are quite similar and looks good. But when you zoom in the images, you can see that Realme 2 Pro offers better sharpness levels when compared to the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Next, let's have a look at the low light performance. While both the devices offer decent low light performance, both have noise creeping in the low light conditions. The f1.7 aperture on the Realme 2 Pro allows in getting slightly brighter images in low light condition when compared to the Redmi Note 5 Pro. In extreme low light conditions, both the devices are noisy, but the Redmi Note 5 Pro makes the images softer while the Realme 2 Pro goes with sharpness. Now coming to the portrait mode. Both the phones offer good portrait shots with images being brighter on the Realme 2 Pro. The Redmi Note 5 Pro has better edge detection thanks to algorithm from Xiaomi and still retains the title here. The Realme 2 Pro misses out on edges, but the portrait images are usable and looks good. Finally, the selfie camera. The Realme 2 Pro has a 16 megapixel shooter while the Redmi Note 5 Pro has a 20 megapixel selfie camera. Here both the cameras does a good job and the skin tones are also quite similar. The selfies on the Redmi Note 5 Pro has slightly better details, and also in low light conditions, the selfie on the Redmi Note 5 Pro has lesser noise compared to the Realme 2 Pro. Both the phones offer portrait selfies. Here again, Redmi Note 5 Pro is a winner with better edge detection algorithm. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Realme 2 Pro, which is a 16 megapixel shooter, which is again capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output taken from the Realme 2 Pro's front-facing camera. So this is the front-facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 5 Pro, which is again a 20 megapixel shooter, and this is capable of recording videos in 1080p resolution. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the front-facing camera on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. So that was a camera comparison of the Realme 2 Pro with the Redmi Note 5 Pro. So summing up, which is the better camera smartphone? Realme has done a great job with the camera performance of the Realme 2 Pro, and it stands similar to the Redmi Note 5 Pro in terms of the performance. The only area where the Redmi Note 5 Pro has a clear advantage is the edge detection in portrait mode, both the rear and front cameras. The Realme 2 Pro has an advantage in video recording with 4K support natively. So which is your pick among the two camera smartphones? Drop in your thoughts in the comment section. So this is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.